Welcome back, everybody, to Around the Block with Mike Knoxxx. This is your WWE Raw Monday Night review. And I say this much for you guys. I get excited when it comes to this time of year, Wrestlemania, because that's just what I am. It's Wrestlemania season. I get excited. Monday Night Raw tonight, well, let's just say it was Joe time. It was all about Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe opened the show and Samoa Joe ended the show. In between there, you had some matches, you had some good things, you had some bad things. As always, I'm gonna try to be professional. My memory ain't like it used to be, you know what I mean? So I got to write things down. Well, I don't write them down. I type them on my phone, or I tell Siri to type them on my phone. So let's just start off right there with what I said. You did have the contract signing with Samoa Joe saying, I don't care who they are, bring out your superstars. I'll beat them up, knock them out, tap them out, and wake them up and do it again. Samoa Joe. Mick Foley, if anything you got from that, you got Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon, again, butting heads, and where that storyline is going to finally go. I like that. I like the opening of Raw an awful lot. Then comes out to be confronted by Roman Reigns. As we know, Seth Rollins is hurt. They're trying to milk this the best way they can. We're a month away from Fastlane, so we got a month to get healthy and have other people interact in this storyline until that storyline becomes better affected with 3 to 4 weeks to go before Mania, so they can still have time to piece that together in some kind of way, all depending upon Seth Rollins' health issues. Then we had Nia Jax take on Bayley, which was honestly a surprisingly good match in length and what I thought it would be. I mean, you're building Nia Jax to be this monster, but you just can't have her squash everybody. I understand that. Do you understand that? The wrestling audience out there. So in that, I mean, we went to a commercial break and everything else. Charlotte comes out, distracts Bayley. Nia Jax gets the win there. Then we had Braun Strowman taking on All. I put All. It's a 4-on-1 match. Even had guys run from Braun Strowman, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Again, I said before the show started or earlier today on Soul and Sports powered by Fox Sports Radio, 1340 AM, that whoever is booking Braun Strowman is booking Braun Strowman the correct way. I love it, how he's being booked. He takes on 4 guys, beats all their arses, goes backstage and tells Mick, I want some real competition, damn it. Then we had the tag team rematch between the Bullet Club taking on Cesaro and Sheamus. Glad to see them guys finally coming out together at the same time. I thought that was good. We talked about today also on Perfect Plex Talk Radio. That's at Talk Perfect Plex on the Twitter. We broke that down about, you know, what's going on with this tag team. It seems like they're piecing them back together pretty nicely. That match ended with some outside interference by Enzo and Big Cass. Also, we had the U.S. title match between Sami Zayn and Y2J, which I was shocked. I really thought at that point, put the strap on Sami Zayn, give him a little bit of pop. We know what's going on with Y2J, but Y2J, I'm not saying Y2J should lose the title. I'm trying to say help the title or help Sami Zayn by giving Sami Zayn the title, but he loses clean. Okay, at least in my opinion, I view it as being clean. I see your face down there, Micah, in the corner. Kevin did come out to distract, and I mean, I'll go, okay, not all the way clean, but still, I want to see that match be ended in a different way. Then we had the No Day. Oh, did I say that? The No Day, because lately, I don't know what's going on with them. The crop shirt, was he hanging out with Ezekiel Elliott? What's going on, Kofi? You got a hot wife. Real men don't wear crop tops. You just don't do nothing like that. Like, you don't wear crop tops, okay? So they finally came out the pink. Thank you, Jesus, Lord helping God. Okay, they got away from that, but they have their match, whatever, blah, against the Shining Stars, Epo and Primo. I just really thought, and I'm always trying to look for the positive in wrestling. Trust me, guys. I argue this in various wrestling groups around the world. Shout out to Smack Talk Center on Facebook. Also at the show on BDSR Network. I argue in there. Everywhere you got argue on my own program about how, just give it time. Just give it time. I'm not going to rip this Raw, but this Raw just didn't give me everything I wanted. You had Goldberg come out to confront I'm sorry about that. Kevin Owens and Y2J. And now you have a title match, which we now know that Goldberg will be the champion in 4 weeks from Sunday, going into WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar, because he will. And I promise you, will beat and become Universal Champion. That gives that match more credibility, but I'm not sure if I want to see Brock versus Goldberg for a title. So I'm gonna pause my brakes a little bit and say I'm not gonna guarantee a Goldberg win there. You know, some outside interference from Brock Lesnar would make the most sense in that situation to keep the strap on Kevin Owens, in my opinion. That's why I want to see that happen with there. But that happened. So Goldberg comes out. He does things that he'd take him on right now. Thought that was great. Love watching Chris Jericho interact with Goldberg. Brings me back memories of WCW Nitro's past and the fact that Tom Brady is now on the list. Kudos to Chris Jericho for that one. Then you had the main event where you had Samoa Joe take on Roman Reigns. I got to say this much, Joe. Joe can do that every week, and it's going to be exciting. He just straight ambushed Roman Reigns as he came out. I laughed the whole time. Good match. Honestly, Roman can go with anybody. We already know Joe can go with anybody. I like that matchup. I said before, we got to have more guys come up to make make Roman have some better competition. Joe is that guy. They're almost the same size and stature. I like that matchup. Interrupted by Braun Strowman, the winner of that match, Samoa Joe. But the after effect of what Braun Strowman has just literally destroyed Roman Reigns through the barricade, hit him in the face of the steel chairs. The end of Raw was good. The beginning of Raw was good. The middle, not so much. The first hour went by like this. And typically a lot of first hours on Raw drag out. I thought the first hour was good. I thought the last half of the hour and a half was good. Another hour and a half was just okay. Michael, what's your take before I give my belt grade on Raw tonight?
It was meh. The three main parts. I personally enjoy Samoa Joe's anger and frustration with pretty much kind of sticking it to WWE in a sense. Granted, we already know the promo was approved, but for him to say 18 years the way he said it, and when you listen to the disgust in his voice about how, you know, it took this long for you to recognize that I was one of the best talents in the world. Like y'all guys are out of your mind. And then of course that feeds into what he was doing with Triple H. Stephanie McMahon, man. You want to know what third wave feminism looks like? Is that right there in a nutshell. Every chance she gets to emasculate a man and show off her power, it's like, I got power, respect me. It's like, no, just do a good job and we'll respect you. But anyway, that's Stephanie. That's her character. Emasculate. And look, I'm trying to figure out what the female version of it is as well, because she emasculates women too, and I'm like, you know, women ain't men, so I'm trying to figure out how, because she's been emasculating Bayley as well. So I did think the Bayley and Nia Jax match was good. I think it would have been even better had Charlotte not interfered, because I don't think that she needed to interfere in order to have Bayley lose that match. Bayley could have lost that match clean. I understand heels, quote unquote, not supposed to get clean wins, but you know, sometimes making a heel look really strong helps. Let's see, Kevin Owens winning clean, AJ Styles winning clean over John Cena. Hey, winning clean helps guys who are heels be even more credible heels. Right. It's okay to do that. So, you know, I was okay with that match. Don't know what's going, like we talked about on the show, don't know what's going on in the tag team division. You know, both brands have tag, at least the SmackDown one stirred up some excitement. I'm glad that Raw stirred up a little bit more excitement with the tag team division tonight, because now
we talked about that too, and it was good that they kind of went back. I thought that was really funny that we just spoke about the tag team division, and then they, you know, kind of focused on the tag team division tonight. So that was, Raw kind of needed that. It's just close to Mania. I mean, I guess we're not as close as we think we are. You know what I mean? We're about 7-8 weeks away. So, but just fix that a little bit better. I didn't expect it tonight in the way that it went down. Was my take with that.
Yeah, but more than likely, these tag team matches are going to be on the pre-show. So on the WrestleMania kickoff, if they make anything out of it, they're going to be WrestleMania kickoff shows, kickoff spots. The last match, I was liking the physicality. Now, granted, I know that everybody likes, Roman Reigns when it comes to his skill set. It's punches and occasional kick. He throws a good power bomb. He throws a good sit down power bomb, in my opinion. He, of course, his spear usually always looks good. Jumping clotheslines, very limited as far as a wrestler skill set, right? He has a badass fighter skill set. He's a brawler type of wrestler. everyone has brawler type wrestlers in their company. So, you know, I don't really, you miss me if you complain about his brawling style. The brawling style is a style. It just is. Okay. At least he sticks with it. But with Samoa Joe, you got the combination of a brawler and a technician. And you know, you think about it, at the end of the day, a brawler, you know, can't really handle a technician. They're like, if we take it back to UFC, you know, a guy who's a wrestler versus a guy who has striking, what's the one thing the wrestler wants to do? Get him to the ground. Right. Get him to the ground and take his striking away. Well, what does Samoa Joe do? Get on the dude first, get on Roman Reigns first, and try to take all of his striking away by beating him down first. Once again, this is another guy not have to come out during the match. It would have been just as pertinent to the storyline if Samoa Joe beat down Roman Reigns, put him in that Uranaki, otherwise known as the fatter rock bottom. You know, you know, because I tweeted out, I don't know if you saw it, that I clearly noticed that they didn't give him the muscle buster, and I was like, is that because of friend of the program? You know, and I think that's it. They don't want nobody on the main roster getting hurt and probably taking that move wrong. Uranagi people can still get hurt, but at least it looks cooler. So I mean, it looks cool. But
even with all that being said, I watched a house show match this past weekend with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and I just don't think you should be having that this close to WrestleMania. Who cares about a damn house show? You don't go to a house show and have a street fight at a house
street
show.
Fight.
They were Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens got it on like they were back in Ring of Honor. And he was El Generico. Okay, wow. They got it on chairs, tables.
Well, they do that. They tear the house down like that. So I mean,
I get they've been working together for long, but still.
During WrestleMania season, to protect your stars, to protect any kind of possible outcomes that maybe, I don't know, WWE makes better revenue with house shows, but do you think they should limit their house shows to maybe one house show a week to go along with whatever? Like, so Raw has Monday Night Raw, and then you have your one house show, that's it, and then you get ready to go to your next city. SmackDown, same thing. You have one SmackDown Live that night, and then you have one house show, and make sure their bodies can recuperate. Because, you know, like we already just saw Seth Rollins get hurt, and it was get hurt in the most random way possible. It wasn't even on a serious move. It was just he got knocked down. Right. Yeah, he just got knocked down, and then that was it. You know, I was like, oh, he got knocked down? What does CrossFit do for you anyway? So, but overall, Raw could have been a lot better. I was personally disappointed in Raw. I was not disappointed in Samoa Joe because I know what he brings to the table. I was not disappointed in Braun Strowman because I think his especially when he squashes people, it's hilarious to me. Yeah. And I definitely was not disappointed ever, no matter how many times I hear it. Anybody going on the list of Jericho was hilarious, and the interaction with Goldberg, cheesy superhero babyface Goldberg is still hilarious. It was still hilarious to me, and I enjoyed those segments the most. Great. Now you can give yours first.
Nothing that really couldn't pretty much go on. You pretty much summed up how I felt about the event tonight in Monday Night Raw. It was like I said, a 3-hour show. Give me an hour and a half good. Give me an hour and a half just okay. I don't think it was a bad show. Off of the hype of Samoa Joe last week finishing the program, I thought they should have maybe just, you know, turned it up a little bit as far as, but what can you do? Again, I've said before in the past, they're taking it and they're playing it to the best way they can. But again, I also believe on the other hand, you cannot live your life by thinking at any given moment somebody can get hurt, because listen, guys, tomorrow it's not promised to us. I can get off this radio program right now, this YouTube right now, and not see me next week. We don't know. So you got to give the fans something. This is the fans right now are where the fans have always been with the WWE, and that's 1 foot in and 1 foot out for majority of fans. And you have guys like myself that just traditionally just watch it and understand it's not ever going to be what I want it to be. Rock and Roll Express goes into the Hall of Fame. Let's talk about that for a second. Friends of the program, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. We've interviewed them on Talk Perfect Plex Talk Radio on Fox Sports Radio. Great to interview those guys. Those guys go to the Hall of Fame. That's my era. I grew up with those guys. I remember watching the Rock and Roll Express as a kid take on the Midnight Express. And I think I always talk about who was my first bad guy that I liked. I think my first bad guy was actually the Macho Man that I was a fan of. And it was because of the mega powers exploding. But I was never a big fan of Four Horsemen. I go back. I was a big fan of Nikita Koloff, even the heel Nikita Koloff. So Nikita was one of my, but then the Midnight Express were like my first real heels that I liked a lot. And they always took on the Rock and Roll Express. And I always remember watching those guys going, they beat you with a double drop kick. And today, everybody does a double drop kick. You know what I mean? So it's like what those guys were able to do, how they would travel the world and defend the NWA tag team titles. Phenomenal. Congratulations to them. So them going in tonight. We knew that before the show, though, that did break with CBS. But, we got the news out as well on Fox Sports Radio. I'm going to give Raw tonight a 3 out of 5. Chris Jericho Intercontinental titles from back in the 90s. I mean, the early 2000s, because it was a good show. I mean, it had good potential to the show. The cruiserweights, oh my, Tony Nese, that move he did out the rope, I don't know what the hell he did. It was crazy as shit. I'm sorry. I'm watching that. I'm going, what the But even that didn't help it. You know what I'm saying? 3 out of 5 Raw. It lacked star power. It just lacked. I didn't get to see Charlotte in the ring. It just lacked something. I don't know what it was. Is it maybe wrestling should stay out of Portland? I'm going to blame Raw tonight sucking on Portland. It's Portland's fault. It's all about Portland, baby. Portland's fault. This is all Portland's fault. I'm going to go here. I still give it 3 out of 5, but I'm blaming Portland for that loss.
Blaming Portland for that loss. You see, however, did you see one thing? I had a pop for this though. You see the guy with the Atlanta Blue at 28-3 lead sign?
No, I did not see
He
that.
was camera side. I tweeted it. He had a camera side. He was like Atlanta Blue. It was doing when Charlotte was in the ring.
No, I didn't see that.
He put it up. I got the screenshot in the Twitter feed. It was hilarious. I was like, man, this. And then look, not only that. Then I also finished tweeting out that Wendy's, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the place where you go get Dave's burgers, Dave's single, double, triple, the junior bacon cheeseburger, $4 combo with the nuggets. Yo, bro.
Yeah.
Out. Again, somebody was like, it was hilarious. It was like, maybe someone told Wendy's, maybe y'all should have entered that number 30. And then Wendy's responded, anything was better than number 30, to be honest. I was like,
wow.
Oh.
Wendy's did that?
The Wendy's corporate, whoever does their Twitter account, responded that anything was better than Roman Reigns coming out at 30. Now, of course, I'm paraphrasing the actual quote, but you go to my Twitter, Emmy Richmond on the Twitter, you'll see the quote, the tweeted quote that I quoted, tweeted and twatted, whatever. So, but my belt grade, I'm sorry, Mike. It was 2 men for me, even with those good moments.
You're gonna go lower than a 3 out of 5.
On 2.5, but here's what's going to at it. I'm going 2.5, and I gotta go 2.5. And I'm sorry, I like you, TJ, but I gotta go 2.5. TJ Perkins cruiserweight titles. I gotta go there. Yep, I gotta go there. Sorry, I gotta go there. Yes, because while I was excited for a second and I had some good moments, most of the show was like the cruiserweight division right now. It's kind of flat.
Kind of flat. The cruiserweight division is flat. The cruiserweight division is flat as shit. Okay,
I mean, like no one, like they're not getting. And I'm trying to figure out what reaction. What else do you need? You got 2 guys in the cruiserweight division now, and Neville and Tony Nese, who are guys, and more so Tony Nese and Neville, because Tony Nese is a little bit taller, that can blur the lines between beating down people in their cruiserweight division and actually competing for a main title if they actually wanted to do that crossover. You got 2 guys who are believable in that sense. You have great wrestling all the time. They always tear down the house. Now they're not just doing spot monkey stuff,
right?
You know, as
spot,
people.
I'm sorry. What the hell's a spot monkey? That might be above my pay grade.
No. Well, supposedly, if you watch Lucha Underground, Spot Monkey, And so, like, a lot of people like to call things like Lucha Underground Spot Monkey Fest. So it's just spot fest. All they do is just spots. You know, they always doing a suicide dive. They always throwing over the rope. They always jumping from Dario Cueto's office 15 feet down into the ring. I'm sorry. I enjoy my monkey spots. You can say what you want to. They're entertaining to watch. Someone almost killing themselves almost every match. I like that. Sorry, that's just me. But you like that? Yeah. But anyway.
But overall,
that's where I am with that.
Overall, Raw could have been better. Should have been better. I think again, I don't want Joe to become a victim of Kevin Owens. And that's being really good with nobody there that fans want to see. Because even with Roman, you said he's public enemy number one. No matter what Roman does, they're not going to get liked. That's why I think it was very good written today in the story for him to attack Roman before hitting the ring. That helped shift that crowd a little bit. That was smart booking, which they're not really been good at lately for smart booking. But overall, I mean, not the greatest Raw. You got a while to go, and we can't expect every Raw to be fireworks also, and that was probably my problem. I get hyped for wrestling. I get, especially this time of year, I overhype myself to enjoy and think it's going to be something that it doesn't have to be necessarily. They're 7 weeks away from WrestleMania. 7 weeks. That's 7 shows to get it right. So every show in there, they're gonna, if you get 5 more good ones or 4 more good Raws, that's really good. You know what I mean? So the roster's not the same. I was talking to a friend of mine, DJ on Twitter, and he was saying he's more excited about Elimination Chamber than Fast Lanes. And he says because of SmackDown, you kind of got it in the air on what's the main event. On Raw, we already predict what's going to happen with the program. So SmackDown's in better shape, not because the roster's better. I don't buy that. I really don't. But what I will buy is that if I said it before, guys, if you put some of the SmackDown storylines on Raw, I think fans would boo it. You know, it's just the way it is. I got fans telling me they're tired of Dean Ambrose now. Like, really? You're tired of Dean Ambrose? I got fans saying that, oh, here go the WWE, they're finna screw AJ Styles, but they screwed Punk out of the main event picture at Mania. Really? How? He's had the title for a year. I mean, people got to understand it's a business and it's entertainment. So to put business and entertainment, sometimes what some fans want, you have to sacrifice for the better good, which is, you know, I'm not saying AJ's not, we don't know what's going on with the main event at Mania.
But let me tell you, if I get a quick blind tag, because I know we're going to be wrapping up soon, right? They say that, right? And they wanted to get mad like CM Punk was out the title picture. Look, okay, CM Punk had the title for a year and a half, okay? And you and I both know, right, when seeing that title reign, when you're the champion you're the face of the company, and then they don't put you in the main event and certain pay-per-views where it makes sense to put the WWE champion in the main event, you know someone's getting screwed. I understand the sentiment for people saying that, right? Mm-hmm. I understand. If they were to do that now with this brand split, that will kill a lot of people off. I don't think they're going to do it. I know WWE is stupid when it comes to certain things sometimes, but the way they've been doing this AJ Styles, John Cena, I think SmackDown is going to have a better rotation of main eventers who's going to hold that title.
Agreed.
Then Raw will. I think Raw is looking at maybe 3 or 4 people. SmackDown, you got Ziggler who can still get it, who's credible enough to still get it. AJ who already had it. Of course, Cena. They're introducing Baron Corbin, who if you look at his skill set and look where he's booked, he's exactly booked. Look, Baron Corbin is exactly what Roman Reigns should have been booked at.
Give myself a Barry Horowitz. Because listen, from day one, I said Baron Corbin was the man. From day one. But that's SmackDown, and we're talking Raw. And right now, Sammy's not getting over the way he needs to get over. Roman's not going to ever get back over because the fans, hashtag fans gotta go. The fans won't let it.
We can't go. They'll be out of business without us.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, certain fans, they will not be without business. 90% of the fans only watch Raw or SmackDown. They don't have the WWE Network. They're watching it somewhere free. They're watching on a stream somewhere. They're waiting for YouTube. They don't buy shirts. They don't have merchandise. They don't have plaques that cost $75 from WrestleMania. No. Fans like me won't go nowhere. They know we're not going anywhere. It's the fans that still want Sting to drop from the rafters and all that other bullshit to happen that's not going to happen anymore. But let's go ahead and get up out of here. Listen, thank you for joining Around the Bloxxx. That's with 3 X's with Mike Knoxxx, because I am hardcore. You don't believe me? Ask that whore that you dated, guys. Listen, next week, Monday Night Raw comes from Las Vegas. We'll be back on another post-Raw Monday Night review. But until then, make sure you go to iTunes. Make sure you go to Stitcher. Google BDSIR Radio Networks. That's best damn show in radio. Google Mike Knoxxx. You already know how it's spelled with 3 X's. And go Google me. Because listen, guys, we got shows on top of shows on top of shows, like Nia Jax on top of Nia Jax. You know what I'm saying? Listen, enough I said. Listen, go follow us. We'll follow you back, y'all. Talk Perfect Plex on Twitter as well. Listen, guys, we thank you for being around the block with Mike Knoxxx. We see y'all next week. Fingers.